with it, become a great investor. All right, so I'm streaming, y'all. So I just got a little note from the team and they were like, are you streaming? And I'm like, no. So, okay, so I took care of that. So who's ready to get into what we're up to this week? So if you're in VIP, you have your workbook. If you aren't in VIP, that's okay. Just get ready to take notes. I'm going to run through what we're going to cover for the week, and then we're going to get right into today's topic. So let's go over what our schedule looks like for the week. All right, everybody see that in the chat? Okay, so today I'm going to be covering secret number 1, and I'm going to really share with you how I discovered this. And in the end, I'm also going to tell you a lot about myself, why I'm sharing secret number 1. Secret number 2 is Tuesday, and we're going to be talking about how you identify your unconscious spending patterns that are sabotaging your opportunities for wealth. In the chat, put self-sabotage, because that's what some of you are doing. Number 3, we're going to talk about on Wednesday, we're going to talk about turning other people's fears into your fortune. What I want you to know is that it's exactly during these economic downturns that you find opportunities, and that's what the wealthy know that most of us don't. And then on Friday, you're going to meet some women who were sitting right where you were at some point, and now they have achieved their first 6, running for over their 6 to 7, and some 7 figures and beyond. Who is ready to learn what they need to do to make that happen? All right, so it's story time. Who's wondering, who's ready for story time? Y'all ready for story time? So who's wondering, who is this Deborah Owens? And how does she think that she can help people? How is she helping all these women get to their first and 6 and 7 figures? Anybody wondering that? Well, let me just share with you. See that little girl with those bangs? Anybody have some bangs like that? When you was a little girl, did you have some bangs like that? Well, that's me. And what I want you to understand is I didn't come from wealth. I was 11 years old in that picture, and I did have big, big dreams. I had big dreams. You know, at the time, my father worked for the airlines, and so I would get to travel, and my sister lived in California, and I would get on the planes and I would be in first class. And I would wonder when I would fly in first class, I was like, well, what do they know that I don't, right? And so then that's me with my now husband, Terry Owens, but we weren't married then. And I was working at managing a casual corner. Any of y'all remember Casual Corner? I know I'm dating myself, right? But I used to manage those stores, and I'd be working night and day. And then one Christmas, I came home and my mother said, you need to quit that job and get a 9-to-5 job so that you won't be working all the time. One of the few times as a young woman, I really listened to my mother. And I had a friend who worked for a investment company, Merrill Lynch, and she said, girl, I think I could get you a job. And I went and I interviewed, and you saw I had my little cute suits and all of that. In fact, one of the account executives says, you think you little Miss America? And I was like, yeah, I sure do. Well, long story short, that woman was the first African-American female account executive at Merrill Lynch, and I became her apprentice. But shortly after that, that next picture is my first corporate photo. I was recruited by Fidelity Investments, went on to manage their West Coast region. And then my husband got an opportunity back here in Maryland, and I went to manage the Fidelity Investor Center in Washington, D.C. And it was there that I got exposed to the secrets that I'm going to share with you. Because managing, as you can imagine, being out on the West Coast and being with those very, very wealthy, high net worth clients, as well as with our portfolio management, I got exposed to a lot. And what I realized was that everything that I had been taught about what it meant to be a financial success was a lie, right? And I also thought to myself, how many of you ever wondered? Have you ever wondered why? Well, let me just ask, how many of you have a bachelor's degree? If you have a bachelor's degree, put bachelor's in the chat. I just want to know, how many of you have a bachelor's degree? Okay. How many of you have a BA, a BS, or, one of those? How many of you have a master's degree? If you have a master's degree, if you have a bachelor's and a master's, just put both. Woo! You got masters, you got MBAs, both. Look at all of you. And that's what I thought. I dropped out of college when my parents separated and I wanted to take care of myself. All I wanted to do was work. I wanted to have enough to take care of myself. And I felt a certain shame when I was with Fidelity when I hadn't finished my bachelor's. So I went on to get my bachelor's degree and I was like, wow, that's going to change everything, right? Then I went on and I got my master's degree and I said, wow, that's going to change everything. Surely I am going to make it into the C-suite if I've got all this experience, all this knowledge, all this exposure, all this accolades. Surely I would be able to make it into the C-suite with hundreds of thousands of dollars. That was my plan. Can any of you relate to that? I was like, the more these bad boys name the initials I get behind my name, those are dollars and cents. But guess what? You know what I discovered? Is that in all of my formal education, what I did not learn was what I got exposed to in those investment companies. Now, don't you think it odd that the most valuable skill of all, how to build wealth, that you weren't taught it in your formal education? Don't you think that's odd? How many of you think, if you think that's odd, put that's odd. That's odd. How in the world could you have a bachelor's, a master's, come on now, some of you got PhDs, some of you may even have doctorates. That's odd. Right? Odd is an understatement. That's right. Well, here's what I want you to know. And this is the first secret I discovered, is wealthy people don't invest in education to become wealthy. Do y'all want to know what they invest in? Any of you guys want to know what they invest in? Here's what I want you to understand, and this is key, and this is a belief that I have to shatter. I have to shatter your belief about education equating with wealth, because it doesn't. Here's what I learned. I don't know. I might not be able to tell y'all the secret. Y'all want to know the secret? Who want to know the secret? What is the first thing I discovered? And I'm going to tell you, I was floored. I was like, are you kidding me? Really? You know how the kids say, this what we doing? Listen, I need y'all to pay attention. Okay? Because I need for each of you to understand what the wealthy invest in that we don't. And listen, it's going to get clear to you, right? So while we're investing in BAs and MBAs and PhDs, and we end up $200K in student loan debt, do you know what they invest in? They invest in mentors and investment syndicates and partnerships that they go in together and they pool their money together. And those partnerships are never even for the public. And they invest in golfs and country clubs. Did you ever wonder why they spend $50,000 in golf and country clubs? And they can spend up to $50,000 annually. Does anyone want to guess why they do that? Okay. Why do they do that? Access, networking. Why? And this is the most important thing you need to understand. And the funny thing is, my husband and I were just talking about this. My husband's a golfer, right? And one of the things he realized, he was like, well, wait a minute. I'm over at this golf club, but so-and-so golfs over there, and so does so-and-so, and so does so-and-so and so-and-so. And guess what they all have in common? I want you guys to get this. I got to look at y'all for this one. That's right. Business deals, meet folks with money, align with like-minded individuals. Here's what I want you to understand. And you don't have to be the wealthiest one in the room. In fact, if you're the wealthiest one in the room, you need to get out of that room. Say, get out of that room. Get out of that room. Get out of that room. It is not a prestigious lifestyle. Here's what I want you to understand, because real wealth is quiet. You won't see it when it comes in the door. It's not driving a Maybach. Those are rich people. Those are newly rich people. Do you understand what I'm saying? Your proximity dictates your performance. And when you are with like-minded people, it's almost like you become one-minded. You get access in order to go to the next level. Some of y'all need to hear this. Somebody has to take you there. Do you understand what I'm saying? All right. Like, you cannot go to the next level with the same knowledge you have right now. And so the reason the wealthy invest in syndicates, in golf clubs, in country clubs, in exclusive clubs, in places where you got to drop $10,000, because they are looking to gain a return on investment. They know that being in that club is going to, you guys remember that investment company, they used to say, when E.F. Hutton speaks, people listen. Because they're going to get access to information that they don't have access to. Is this making sense to you? And that's exactly why I created WealthyU, because in WealthyU, I bring all my folks. I spend money on coaching. I bring all of the people that I know in this community. We've been involved in early stage investing, real estate deals, limited partnerships that you will never get access to. And do you know why? Because they're private. And it's not like you got to have hundreds of thousands of dollars. Listen, you just have to have access. In the chat, put access. Is this making sense to you? Okay. Who's ready to go higher? Right. So I got to take y'all a little higher and just, because you know how, like, you can, now you guys have seen people in country clubs and you probably, I wouldn't spend all that money. Who was it that used to say, Fred Sanford, you big dummy? No, I myself. Because can you relate? Because that was me. Always trying to think of a way that I could get around, or maybe I could get, the hook up, or maybe somebody will let me in. Come on now, you guys know I'm telling the truth. And what I didn't realize, it was not until I wrote my first big check that I was able to accelerate. Some of you guys need to hear this, because you out here trying to get this little free information. That's why you need to be in VIP. Put VIP in there. Why? Because I'm giving you access, right? I want to give you access to the knowledge that all of the people already in WealthyU get access. And that is to the knowledge and the insight that it took me 25 years to learn. I give freely in my programs. Why? Why? Because I know that you're out here investing hundreds of thousands of dollars in something that will not. Now, but let me be clear. I am not saying do not get a college education. That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying be clear, right? That if you're going to invest in any kind of degree, you better make sure you get a return on investment. In the chat, put return on investment. We have to be much more strategic about how we invest in educations. Listen, the wealthy have already invested. Their kids aren't coming out with $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 in debt. They invested in a prepaid tuition program, or they had trust, or they had dividends from stocks that were bought 2 generations ago that are paying for that college education. Is somebody hearing me? Okay. So what I want you to understand is you've got to stop playing checkers and let's play some chess. Better yet, let's even go up to the Asian level. Let's play Go or Ga. Have you ever went in where they have the little black and white things and they're playing the game? I mean, I'm talking about let's go 3-dimensional. Who's ready to go 3-4-dimensional? You ready to go? Because that is what you have to be willing to do if you're going to accelerate your financial growth. If you think that you're going to continue to do the same thing you've been doing and get a different result, you are nuts. Listen, you cannot save your way to wealth. Are you with me? So all your little, I ain't gonna drink that latte, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do, listen, we're gonna go through a exercise tomorrow, our financial makeover, and you got to make some conscious decisions about your resources and your resourcefulness. Is this making sense to you? I just want you guys to understand that there is a difference, and you got to get this, guys. What I saw in those quiet rooms is a difference between information and insight. Is this making sense to you? That's right. You got to change the mindset to change the behavior. But what I want you to understand is there's a difference between information and insight. Far too many of you are just going to get information. You're on the internet, you're on IG, you're on this, and so say do this, so say do this. And so that's information. But here's what I want you to understand. Information in itself is worthless. What you need is insight. You need a mentor, somebody to tell you how, if you apply this to your unique situation, what do I need to do to make it work for me? And it is different for everyone. Is this making sense to you? Woo, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like preaching like around the room. I feel like somebody just gave me just somebody needs to hear this. This is all I know. I mean, you know, my team will tell you, like, I got a framework, y'all, but it's going to do what it's going to do. Y'all all right with it doing what it's going to do? You guys okay hanging with me? Okay. All right. Whew. I'm telling you, when you know, you know. Okay. So let me put this back. I'm trying to get through this information, but I need to give you insight. You get it? Okay. So now here's the next thing, y'all. We're told, get to 6 figures, get to 6 figures. If you get to 6 figures, you're going to be able to do everything you need to do. And then, get that 6 figures. And what's the first thing they tell you? Oh, you build wealth through through house ownership. No, sir, no, ma'am. What the wealthy do is they get that $100,000 And they invested in, they turned that $100,000 into a $2 million portfolio that is then going to pay them that $100,000. And then not only that, is tax advantaged. Are y'all with me? So they take that income and they turn it into wealth, and that's what we weren't taught. See, we take this and we go buy this and we let them tell us how much we can afford, but the wealthy don't do that. They take that salary and they invest it, and that's what you're going to learn this week. Who's ready to learn about investing, how you invest in stocks that are paying dividends, that you're going to get a part of those profits instead of consuming them? You are going to have them paying you. Who wants to get paid? That's all I want to know. Who wants to get paid by those same companies you're spending all your money with? You ready to get paid? Who's ready to get paid? I'm here for it. Right? Here's all I want you to know. The conversation is different in WealthyU. Every week, we are studying the mutual fund of the month. We're studying the stock of the month. We're building dividend portfolios. You're learning how to analyze and research, how to make investments like the wealthy do. Is this making sense to you? I'm just giving y'all a little inside baseball. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Another thing is we like to have fun in WealthyU. This is not a boring topic. It's just fantastic. It's fabulous. It's exciting. It's right. Are you guys excited? You need to be excited because I never get tired of it. And by the way, you got to watch me on Get Wealthy. Team, put the Linktree link in there so they can know we have these conversations every week. We are not playing. We are in it to win it. Okay, so who's ready to go deeper? In the chat, if you're ready to go deeper, let's go deeper. We're going deeper. So I just want you to understand, I'm juxtaposing the income mindset versus the wealth mindset. And I'm trying to make you shift to the wealth mindset. And it really can be difficult because everything that we're being told to do does not lead us to the path of wealth. So we get that $100,000 income, and then we go into one of these dealerships, and then they tell us, oh, buy this Tesla Model S that cost $100K, and we get in that little Model K, and we just think we doing something, right? The wealthy don't do that. They invest in Tesla stock. If you invested in it 10 years ago, it would be worth $1 million. Is that? Come on now, y'all. You understand what I'm saying? See, I just had to. You probably could even take a meme of some of these pictures, right? Is this making sense to you? So what I'm telling you is that everything we've been told, we have been told to wear our wealth if we look a certain way, that we're going to appear wealthy, but that is not how you get wealthy. You are making companies rich when you could take that same money and make yourself rich. Oh, and here's the other point. I skipped a point because this is really, really important. And it took me a while to figure this out. But I got to go back to that McMansion. We buy a McMansion for $500K, whereas the wealthy, they don't do that. They remember Monopoly, y'all, where you buy the little house and then you take the equity and you buy 2 more houses. That first house you purchase should be looked at as an investment property. And then once you have equity in that, then you take that property and then you buy another property with it, and so on and so forth. And here's what I want you guys to understand. This is what's so deep about it. Is this is exactly how our capitalistic system is set up. Every day, now I'm not far from Washington, D.C. right now. There are lobbyists in Washington. And do you know who those lobbyists that invest the most in these campaigns are? They come from the finance. Well, I don't have to tell you. Did you see how quick that bank, SVB fell and whatever fell? Now, these people had $186 billion last year. Then poof, it puffs away, but somehow they don't go under. Why do you think that is? Why? Because the system is designed for the wealthy. Not only that, it's incentivized for you to have two things. Real estate, well, actually assets on every level, okay? Whether it is property, whether it is stock. Is this making sense to you? Now, here's the deepest thing. This is what I really want you to understand. It's incentivized in that you are in dividends, like W-2 income, when you're on that earner side, right? That income side, it's taxed at the highest rate. Real estate, you get to depreciate it. You get to write off the income that you earn from it, right? Dividends, when you get dividend income, it's taxed at a lower rate. When you have long-term capital gain, when you're a business owner, you're able to write off all your expenses before you claim income, whereas W-2 is the opposite. So the most important thing you need to understand is that in order to shift from an income to a wealth mindset, you have to do almost the opposite of what you are taught to do. In the chat, let me know if this is making sense to any of y'all. If it's making sense, put it makes sense. Like really what I want you to understand on this journey with me, I'm gonna really challenge a lot of what you think about, a lot of what you've been told, right? A lot of the traditional advice that you're getting will get you nowhere. And the reason you're in the situation you're in right now is because you have been given a financial success blueprint that's obsolete, out of date, and quite frankly, it was never designed to have you achieve financial independence. If you understand that, then can I get an amen in the chat? Listen, you need a new wealth blueprint. Are y'all with me? And what I am promising you, what I am committed to you is that if you are willing to spend these next 5 days, you are about to change your financial condition. Listen, the most important, the most valuable asset of all. Do you have any idea what it is? What is the most valuable asset of all? What is it? In the chat. Let me see if you know. What is the most valuable asset of all? You and one more thing. And it's the thing that you've been missing. It's the reason that so many of you are like, well, yeah, I'm making 6 figures, but I just didn't, I tried to do this. It didn't work out. Knowledge. But not just any knowledge. The knowledge of how to build wealth is the most valuable asset of all. And that's the secret. That's the secret I learned. That's what they know that we don't. But you know what the other thing is? The other thing is the circle and the people that you're around. Some of you need to come on out of the wilderness. First thing you need to do is join VIP so that I can help you apply some of this insight that you're learning. So just let me know today, has this been valuable so far? And we just on day 1. If this has been, okay, join the VIP, put the VIP link in the chat. And listen, you know what? I mean, I don't want you guys to think that I'm trying to sell VIP because it's going to make a lot of money. You know what I mean? It's a wash, Me showing up here every night is a heck of an investment. That's all I'm going to tell you, okay? Because time is the most valuable thing I have. Reason I need you guys to jump into VIP, because here's the first thing. You need to have some skin in the game. Listen, when you don't have any skin in the game, you don't value it. That's why I don't like free. I don't like free anything. Do you know how much free stuff I've gotten and haven't used? Right? Or this is the other thing. Don't buy stuff on sale. Why? Because you're not going to value it. You're just buying it because you feel like you're getting a deal. Can I tell you this? And it was a hard lesson that I had to learn myself. Financial freedom ain't free. Okay. I know that was not the correct English. I'm code switching on you, right? But it is not free. I need you to do two things. I need you to join me in VIP tomorrow. And we need to have a conversation about the insight that I shared with you today. What do you need to do with it? And how are you going to apply it? You need to get the workbook, because this is now this is the most important thing. Let me just make sure that I know I kind of double clicked on a lot of stuff. That's right. Oh, listen, no. I'm not leaving here tonight before I say this, because this is one of the biggest things you're going to learn. While you're going out here buying this Louis Vuitton, whatever, do you know that Bernard Arnault is one of the wealthiest people in the world? Because wealthy people don't buy 5,000, 10,000 Chanel bags. They invest in LVMH stock. Do you know who makes LVMH stock? Do you know Louis Vuitton? But you know what else he owns? Every luxury brand known to man. If you drink champagne, Moet Chandon, if you've been to Napa and you've been to their winery, are y'all with me? See, I could, come on now, y'all. I could not leave here tonight without making that, because one of the things you're going to learn is how to take those same things that you enjoy. And, I'm all right with you carrying a Louis Vuitton. Clearly, I'm sitting up in my little studio and I'm not frugal Fanny, okay? But what I want you to know is that everything around me is an investment. I want you to get that. Everything's an investment or it's a write-off. Because that is how the next level, who's ready to go next level? Who is ready to go next level? Okay, if you're ready to go next level, then here's what I need you to do. Tonight, what was your biggest takeaway from tonight? What was the biggest what was the biggest takeaway from tonight in the chat? Velvet just went all in. She got her whole emoji up there. Next level. That's right. You ready to go next level? What I want to know now, though, really, I want to know what your biggest takeaway from tonight is. How wealthy people invest. Absolutely right, Melinda. In Facebook, let me know put it in the comment. And also I want you, so here's the other thing. A lot of you have joined the challenge, but you haven't joined our Facebook group. A lot of things going on in the Facebook group. You connect with your WealthyU ambassador in the Facebook group. And by the way, our WealthyU ambassadors have been connecting with you, have been reaching out to you. You need to know who they are. Virginia Rutherford Hall, Anita Jenkins, Roxanne Johnson, Lynette Reynolds, Alice Woods. Now, why is this important? Because when you're in VIP, you're going to get an opportunity to connect with these women. These women were sitting right where you were. And now they're going to be able to tell you, really guide you through these next 5 days so that you can get the best out of your time and investment. Listen, time is the most valuable resource. And we do these challenges pretty much every other month. And the reason I do them is because it allows you to get, how do you, maybe you guys have, how many of you have seen our ads, our marketing before, but maybe we're trying to figure out, well, what are they about? How can they say these women, they paid off $100,000 in student loans and did this and did that? How are they doing that? Well, here's what you're learning, how, right? So the first thing, and we spend a lot of time on this in WealthyU, just so you know, the framework in WealthyU is mindset, strategy, and execution. It directly aligns to those secrets. And the reason that we're able to get the results that we do is because this has been created for you. It took me a long time to figure this out, right? And I also had to understand, when I left the investment industry to start my first company, Owens Media Group, then we launched WealthyU, I really was going out, I was like an ambassador for State Farm, Prudential, all of these different companies. We also do financial wellness training, leadership training. And I'll be honest with you, I had no idea that many of you were going into these big companies for help, and you weren't being given the time of day. I didn't know that. I mean, I didn't know that, when I started with Fidelity, you could have $2,500 and I'd sit down with you and spend like 30 minutes, an hour, and show you what your options were and blah, blah, blah. Now, I went into one of these companies with one of our members and I was just shocked and appalled. I mean, if I had pearls, I would have clutched them. But basically, she had $30,000. It might not have been a lot of money to them, but it was a lot of money to her. And they basically told her, go over there and pick what you want. I was like, I just had to ask the lady, are you serious? Are you really serious? Can't she have somebody sit down with her? Well, she has to have an appointment. I was like, yeah, okay, I know what that means. We don't have enough money. That's what you said. I should have said it to her, but I didn't. But I sound like I'm being facetious, but I'm not. I'm being serious. I mean, it is treacherous out here in these financial streets. It's difficult to navigate. The industry itself is making it very complicated for you. It's not that complicated. We figured it out. It took me a while. I had to create this curriculum. Then I had to figure out, how do we have the right level of accountability and support, and how do we run these races? How do we run these drills? How do I teach you exactly what I learned? How do I teach you how to analyze and research your portfolio, your mutual funds, in a way that is with excellence and simplicity? I think that anything of real value it's simple, right, to understand and easy to apply, but it still has heft to it and weight. I hope this is making sense to you. I want you to know that we've spent a lot of time and energy and investment, and that's why women are able to get the results that they are in WealthyU. Not just women, we have men too, right? But for the most part, I have focused on women. And I'm going to tell you why. No, you know what? I'm going to tell you that story tomorrow. Who wants to understand why I focus on women specifically? You need to know that. You need to know that. So who's ready to go on? If you join VIP in the chat, put I've leveled up. If you have leveled up tonight, come on. You know what we're asking you to go into VIP with, I mean, I don't think I could get a meal for that these days. But no, literally, if you have leveled up in the chat, let me know if you've leveled up so I can give you a shout out. Okay. Is that Anna has leveled up? Cheryl is leveling up. Who else is leveling up? Let me know if you leveled up, and I'm going to see you. That's great. Love it has leveled up. I love it. So what happens with WealthyU, just understand, is that what happens with VIP, you get access half an hour before, and you also get the workbook. Now, today's homework is you're going to take the Wealthy Mindset quiz. And this quiz is going to be able to determine if you have an income or wealth mindset exactly, right? Exactly what we've talked about today. Do you have that income mindset, or do you have that wealth mindset? It's going to give you an assessment and tell you what you need to do to make the shift from an income to a wealth mindset. Who is ready? Whoops. Thought I'd throw some music in there. No. Who is ready to make the shift with me? Who's ready to level up? I want to go back. If somebody can take me back to what the takeaways were from tonight. Okay, we'll save those for tomorrow. And also, what I would love for you to do is to join the WealthyU Challenge community. Please put that link in. Here are your marching orders for those of you who may be watching this on recording, because the replays will be available through Sunday. But if you're VIP, all of the insight that I'm sharing with you, you will have for 30 days. That is another reason that you should level up. Also, VIP, tomorrow we are going to be awarding a prize to those of you who were in VIP today. I think that prize is one of my autographed books, so make sure you are in the VIP room tomorrow. So we're going to be giving away my A Purse of Your Own book, my Nickel and Dime Your Way to Wealth book, my WealthyU workbook. Let me just see if I can pull that up. Can you all see that VIP kit? Let me just see if you can see it. Yeah. So Nickel and Dime, our planner was not showing there as our Purse of Your Own book, our Nickel and Dime ebook, all of that, you get an opportunity. And then a grand prize. At the end of the week, you're going to get a bundle. Somebody's going to win a bundle of all of that. Excellent. Let's see. Erica leveled up. Melinda leveled up. Excellent. Who's ready? Who's ready? Who's ready? If you're ready, we're ready. What I want you to know also is that we do a lot of planning for this week, because we want this to be an experience for you that literally is life-changing. Here's what I tell every member on this team. The reason why we can be so confident about what we do, we don't have to be braggadocious. You're going to be seeing some remarkable testimonials in the coming days from women who were sitting right where you are. They attended one of our challenges or one of our master classes, and now they have literally changed the financial trajectory of their families. Not only are they investing, but they're paying this information on to their family. Their kids are investing in their 401k. They're investing in stocks. They have stash accounts. We got grandparents buying their grandbabies stocks for their birthday and Christmas. And what I want, because here's what you need to understand, is that we're on a mission to help 1 million women get to $1 million in investable assets. And it's not about the money. It's the mission. Because the reason you don't know what you don't know is because no one before you knew. And we're going to stop that madness. We're going to stop it, because once you get this information, you're going to have the most valuable asset of all to pass on to the next. And with that, I hope to meet you right back here tomorrow. For those of you at VIP, it is 7:30. And for those of you who are not VIP, it's 8 o'clock. We'll be right here. We're going into the second secret. If you think the first secret was powerful, I can't wait for you to see the next secret that I am going to be revealing. I'm Deborah Owens, America's Wealth Coach, founder and CEO of WealthyU, where we're on a mission to help 1 million women get to $1 million in net worth so that they can finally achieve the level of success that they desire and they deserve. Dollars, and in my book, shift them from this income mindset to this wealth mindset. And this is how we do it. Sorry, guys, I don't know what happened to that music. Oh, technology is wonderful. Now it's in book. Shift them from this income mindset to this. Okay, that's not gonna work. So that's gonna do it for me this evening, everybody. We'll see you right back here at 8 o'clock.